Can we finally admit that the Tommy Kahnle Experience 2.0 here in New York has not been good? Like, goddamn, how many times does he have to do this in order for us to admit this was not a good signing? Look, did it start off pretty good for us? Yes, he had a few good innings to start his time, but teams finally started to catch on to the fact that him, along with Rodon, who I'm going to be talking about in tomorrow's video, they're a 1 or 2 pitch pitcher. You cannot be a 1 pitch pitcher in the major leagues. A changeup is not going to get every single person out. It's ridiculous because now that pitch is not there, and all of a sudden you walk 5 batters in a row. You have 2 outs and you can't get a ball over the plate because in a 3-2 count, you're more confident in your changeup than your fastball, when your fastball has been the only pitch that you can throw over the plate. Am I saying you abandon the changeup? No, that's his best pitch. You keep that as the main pitch, but the pitch mix has to be better. You have to throw in that fastball, especially when you're a non-fastball dominant pitcher. That fastball has to be a vital part of your repertoire. Almost 60-40. If your changeup is there, your changeup doesn't work unless you got a fastball. And he has a good fastball. He just has to trust it more. You saw it tonight. What were the only strikes he threw? They were all fastballs. And they were good fastballs. He should be looking at Michael King and seeing what he was doing. This umpire was calling everything a strike, and yet you walked 5 batters in a row. How did you do that with this umpire? He was calling shit 3 feet low, 3 feet high, 5 feet outside, 5 feet inside, yet you found a way to walk 5 batters in a row. That is ridiculous. In this type of game, which, yes, was one of the worst umpired games I have ever seen, to the point where they were ripping him on the broadcast. And look, they sometimes say here and there, that was a bad call, that was a bad call. It takes a lot for announcers in the major leagues to rip on major league umpires. Yet, that happened tonight with his zone being the size of Guam. You couldn't get the ball over the plate. And what was your main problem? You overthrew that changeup. You had a man on first, and then threw 2 straight wild pitches. You throw a changeup that goes to the backstop that was in the left-handed batter's box. Let me throw that same pitch again. And what happened? Threw it in the batter's box again. Does Austin Wells need to get over there? I don't even know about that. Those pitchers were so bad, I don't even think there was an opportunity for him to get his whole body out there. He was doing his damn hardest to keep your shitty pitches from going to the backstop. He had like 5 good blocks that you were like, damn, that saved us a little bit. And even the ones that trickled away, he was able to get to quick enough with the bases loaded. The most annoying pitch he threw was with 3-2, 2 outs, bases loaded. What can't you do in that scenario? You can't throw a ball. What does he do? He trusts his changeup. Where does it go? The batter's box in the left-handed side. What handed batter was it? A lefty. So you almost hit the dude and you walk in a run. Now finally, the manager, the bench guy, came in and pulled you because Aaron Boone got thrown out early in the game because, again, this umpire was the worst umpire I have ever seen. And I have seen a bunch of umpires that suck. Yet, that was one of the worst. This has been a whole year experience, though. The fact that he over-relies on that changeup. And what either happens when you over-rely on that pitch is it either goes into the plate far enough to where the ball is hit 5 miles down onto 161st Street, or what happened tonight, where you just walk batter after batter after batter in every situation where you are in a spot that is universally known that you cannot walk a guy. Yet, because you're so reliant on one pitch that doesn't work on this night, you end up walking him anyway. This has been the entire fucking year. And I'm telling you, even though we lost 6-1 tonight, and Ian Hamilton had something to do with that, but I can't blame Ian Hamilton. He came in a shitty situation. Yes, he also walked in a run. That was annoying. But coming in fresh out of the bullpen, I could understand you having to shake off some rust. You're not expecting to come in with the bases loaded after walking in 2 runs. Ian Hamilton gave up the runs in the next inning, but man, I don't even think he came in fully warm. I think he kind of came in out of necessity. They saw that Tommy Kahnle was drowning, and they just basically said, fuck it. Him on 8 pitches of warm-up is better than whatever Tommy Kahnle's giving us right now. Because Tommy Kahnle is giving us jack shit. And relying on 1 pitch is going to do that time and time again. Yet there's no adjustment made. We'll be talking about adjustments tomorrow. But today, we gotta talk about how there's such a lack of adjustment in that repertoire. You can't go 80% fastball. Or 80% changeup, my fault. Even though you have a good fastball, right? Tommy Kahnle has a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. It's a pretty good fastball because it has life. It's a fastball that could be utilized to a high degree and succeed. You saw it tonight. Yet, Tommy is so confident to abandon every other pitch he got that it puts him into trouble like this. You look at some of our losses this year can easily be attributed to Tommy Kahnle. I could think of 4 or 5 off the top of my head that are easily contributed to Tommy Kahnle and Tommy Kahnle himself. And tonight, for him to do that in what was a magnificent start by Michael King, who is changing my mind on him being a starter. I was banging the drum of like, this is a terrible idea. Never do it. He doesn't have the repertoire. I was wrong. This man could flat out pitch. 13 strikeouts tonight in 6 innings, giving up 1 run when it could have been 0, since one of the base hits they got in that second inning was one that went right to him, that kind of hit his glove and went the other way. It was very unfortunate that inning that it ended up having him giving up a run, because this performance deserved the label shutout. It deserved that gem of a title, because this was a gem. And Tommy Kahnle comes in following that up and throws a monkey wrench all in that pitch. If I were the Yankees, I'd probably let him walk this offseason, but knowing the Yankees, they're probably going to keep him around, especially if Brian Cashman is involved, because he was a part of some of our teams early on. And they love those guys. They love keeping around guys for a little too long. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this. I will be talking about Carlos Rodon tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, I'm out of here. Like, subscribe, take care, and peace.